Once upon a time, there was a girl named Hibino Tsubaki. She belonged to a family that ran a photo studio business which had been passed down through generations. Hibino had just started high school, while her younger sister, Sakura, was still in middle school. The two sisters had distinctively different styles. Hibino preferred an old-fashioned look, wearing her hair in twin braids, while Sakura embraced modern fashion and always looked stylish. On Hibino's first day of high school, something unexpected happened. As she walked towards her classroom, she was taken aback by her friend's trendy and casual outfits. Lost in her surprise, Hibino accidentally collided with a male student named Tsubaki Kyota, causing his bag to fall and his books to scatter. Feeling apologetic, she hurriedly helped Kyota gather his books. In the midst of this, another student named Nishiki called out to Kyota using his first name, Tsubaki. Mistakenly thinking the student was referring to her, Hibino responded, only to realize that Nishiki was actually calling Kyota. It turned out that they shared the same name. Kyota was one of the most popular boys in the school, known for his good looks and intelligence. His popularity soared among the students, particularly the girls. During the new student welcome ceremony, when Kyota was announced as the student representative, he received enthusiastic cheers from his admirers. Fate had another surprise in store. To Hibino's astonishment, she and Kyota ended up in the same class, sitting on adjacent benches. Observing Hibino's stiff and nerdy appearance, Kyota decided to tease her. However, Hibino swiftly took charge, pulling out a pair of scissors from her bag and threatening to cut Kyota's hair if he continued bothering her. The other students, who idolized Kyota, were taken aback and rallied behind Hibino, cheering for her. Not wanting Hibino to face further teasing from their classmates, Kyota swiftly declared that Hibino was his girlfriend. With that, the insults aimed at Hibino ceased, bringing relief to her heart. On that particular day, the school organized an inter-class competition for a festival performance. Hibino, as the class president, requested her classmates to contribute a fee of 10,000 yen for festival preparations. However, some of her friends objected to paying the dues and expressed doubt about participating in the competition. Some even refused to take part in the festival altogether. Hearing these responses, Hibino found herself in a state of confusion, unsure of what to do. Witnessing Hibino's dilemma, Kyota decided to lend her a hand, but with a condition: he wanted Hibino to date him. Initially, Hibino rejected his offer, but eventually, due to lack of alternatives, she agreed to Kyota's proposition. Upon hearing Hibino's acceptance, Kyota promptly stood up and addressed the class. He declared that they wouldn't have to pay any dues for the festival. Instead, he suggested organizing a profit-generating festival by utilizing their own resources, eliminating the need for spending money. After school, Hibino approached Kyota to discuss their dating arrangement. She explained to him that he couldn't unilaterally declare that they were dating because a relationship is meant for two people who genuinely like each other. Hibino emphasized that a couple's bond shouldn't be taken lightly, as it involves choosing a companion for a lifetime. Kyota appeared surprised and impressed by Hibino's perspective on relationships. The following day, Kyota, Hibino, and their classmates began preparations for the school festival. Despite Hibino's typically old-fashioned attire, she showcased her talent for hairstyling and dressing up. While they busied themselves with various props and costumes for the festival, Sakura, wearing an adorable bee cosplay outfit, visited Hibino. Nishiki, instantly smitten by Sakura's beauty and cuteness, fell for her charms. However, Sakura seemed to have a greater interest in Kyota, a realization that dawned on Hibino. That night, after the school festival concluded, Hibino and Kyota took a moment to rest and enjoy the view from their school balcony. They proceeded to clean and tidy up all the props they had used during the festival. Hibino grew anxious about Kyota's increasingly long hair and expressed her desire to give him a haircut. Although Kyota initially resisted, he eventually allowed Hibino to cut his hair. It turned out that Kyota's appearance after the haircut was even cooler and more handsome. Hibino couldn't help but compliment his good looks as she gently held his face. Kyota became captivated and continued to gaze at Hibino, his interest in her growing. The next day, Kyota invited Hibino on a date after school. Hibino planned to borrow fashionable clothes from Sakura's room but decided against it to prevent her sister from discovering her relationship with Kyota. In her modest attire with her hair still in twin braids, Hibino met Kyota in front of the city center cinema but surprised him by suggesting they go to the zoo instead. Hibino had always loved visiting zoos since she was a child, particularly fascinated by polar bears. She shared with Kyota that male polar bears tirelessly search for female polar bears they've never met, finding it incredibly romantic. Following that, Kyota took Hibino to a shopping mall to purchase more fashionable clothes and shoes. After their shopping spree, Kyota invited Hibino to visit his friend's salon, Hanonoi. There, Hanonoi transformed Hibino's appearance, making her look stunning and fashionable. Kyota was taken aback by Hibino's newfound beauty. Subsequently, the two of them found themselves in a place with a breathtaking view of constellations. Since childhood, Kyota had harbored a deep fascination for stars and astrology, receiving a telescope as a birthday gift each year. After engaging in conversation, Kyota Kyota surprised Hibino by kissing her and suggesting they sleep together. However, Hibino declined, as she believed in preserving intimacy for marriage. Overwhelmed with emotions, Hibino burst into tears, assuming that Kyota had pursued her solely for a physical relationship and never truly cared for her. With tears streaming down her face, she hurriedly left the place and returned home. The following morning, while getting ready for school, Hibino glanced at the clothes Kyota had purchased, contemplating her feelings for him. In the aftermath of the previous day's events, Hibino came to the realization that she had liked Kyota all along and hoped that he would reciprocate her affection. At school, she kept her distance from Kyota but secretly observed him. Hibino experienced pangs of jealousy whenever she witnessed Kyota being charmed by another female student. During lunchtime, Kyota approached Hibino and explained the reasons behind his initial approach. It turned out that Kyota and Nishiki had made a bet in middle school to win over the most serious and reserved girls in their class. Kyota had always emerged as the victor in their bet. However, ever since he met Hibino, he recognized that she was different from the other girls. Kyota admitted that he had lost the bet and promised not to tease her anymore. Upon arriving home, Hibino discovered that the clothes Kyota had given her were missing. She realized that Sakura had taken them and tried them on. Understanding the significance of Kyota's gift, Hibino resolved to find Sakura and ask for the clothes back. While searching for Sakura, Hibino coincidentally ran into Kyota. She attempted to avoid him, but Kyota managed to catch up with her. Kyota invited Hibino to study together at his house, along with Nishiki and Sakura. The next day, Hibino, Sakura, and Nishiki gathered at Kyota's house. However, instead of studying, they decided to plan a vacation for the summer break. To summarize, when the summer vacation arrived, Kyota, Hibino, Nishiki, and Sakura embarked on a beach vacation and stayed together in a villa. Although Sakura was still in middle school, she was aware of intimate relationships and believed that Kyota had orchestrated the vacation to engage in such activities with her. However, it turned out that Nishiki, not Kyota, was the one who ended up being intimate with Sakura. Sakura gave up on pursuing Kyota and chose to be with Nishiki instead. That evening, Kyota invited Hibino to a location where they could observe the stars using a large telescope. While appreciating the starry view, Kyota and Hibino engaged in a deep conversation, further strengthening their bond. Kyota promised Hibino that he would meet her again the following year during the Ursid meteor shower. Encouraged, Hibino mustered the courage to confess her love for Kyota that night. However, to her surprise, Kyota became angry and abruptly left her alone. Following that fateful night, Kyota started avoiding Hibino, keeping his distance. Hibino felt both confused and saddened by Kyota's change in behavior. Eventually, she sought answers from Nishiki. Nishiki revealed that Kyota carried deep childhood trauma caused by his parents' divorce when his mother cheated on his father, coincidentally on Kyota's 8th birthday. Ever since the divorce, Kyota had lost trust in love. Armed with this knowledge, Hibino made up her mind to help Kyota heal from his past wounds. As Kyota's birthday approached, Hibino made extensive preparations. She aimed to show Kyota that birthday celebrations could bring joy and that sincere love from someone could mend the scars in his heart. Hibino assured him that she wouldn't follow in her mother's footsteps and vowed to love Kyota wholeheartedly. Unexpectedly, Hibino's efforts paid off, and Kyota began to smile again. Sakura and Nishiki were thrilled to witness their relationship blossoming once more. Since that eventful night, Kyota and Hibino reunited as a couple. Hibino even started transforming her appearance to become more fashionable and beautiful. One day, while Kyota and Hibino were studying together, a girl named Nana came to meet Kyota. Nana had been a close friend to Kyota during middle school. Observing their bond, Hibino couldn't help but feel jealous. Adding to her unease, Nishiki mentioned rumors of a past romantic relationship between Kyota and Nana. On another occasion, when Nana unexpectedly crossed paths with Hibino at a bookstore, she confessed that she had been Kyota's first love. Hearing this revelation, Hibino's sadness deepened, and she grew fearful of losing Kyota. The following day, Kyota's father informed him that Kyota's mother was ill and currently receiving treatment at the hospital. Kyota's father expressed his mother's desire to see him and urged Kyota to visit her. Consequently, when Hibino invited Kyota to hang out after school, he declined the offer, oblivious to Hibino's true intention of taking him to witness the Star Festival. After school, Kyota made his way to the hospital where his mother was receiving treatment. But before that, he stopped by to meet Nana, who had something important to tell him. Nana wanted to invite Kyota to enroll at Tadai University together, as they had made a promise in middle school to study at the same university. Meanwhile, by chance, Hibino caught sight of Kyota and Nana walking together, leaving her feeling deeply disappointed. She believed that Kyota's association with Nana meant he no longer wanted to be with her. Overwhelmed by her disappointment, Hibino decided to end her relationship with Kyota, feeling immense sadness and a loss of purpose in her daily life. A few days later, Hibino received an offer from Hanonoi to become a model for one of his magazines. She accepted the offer and arrived at Hanonoi's photo shoot. However, her expression remained stiff, lacking inspiration. In truth, Hibino's true interest lay in becoming a fashion stylist and hairstylist for the photo shoot. She proposed the idea to Hanonoi, who agreed. From that day onward, Hibino continued the photo shoot with renewed enthusiasm, resulting in stunning images for the magazine. Her friends were amazed to see her face gracing the pages of a renowned publication. Hibino now aspires to become a professional hairdresser, dedicating herself to diligent practice to refine her skills. She even made the decision to forego further college studies to focus on her training as a professional hairdresser. In another place, Kyota is at home with his father, who reveals that he still loves Kyota's mother. Hearing this revelation, Kyota rushes to the hospital to reunite with his mother and embraces her tightly. Kyota realizes that his love for his mother remains strong, and he doesn't want to have any regrets if he cannot see her again one day. After contacting Nana, Kyota canceled their planned meeting. Nana had invited Kyota to stargaze together on Christmas Eve. However, Kyota chose to keep his promise to meet Hibino, a commitment they made a year ago. He hurried back to the designated place to express his feelings for Hibino. Unfortunately, he missed his train that night and had to wait for the next one. Meanwhile, Hibino and Hanonoi traveled together by car. Unbeknownst to Kyota, Hibino had arrived at the promised location, clutching the necklace he had given her. As time passed with no sign of Kyota, Hibino contemplated going home, believing he wouldn't show up. But in the nick of time, Kyota managed to make it and approached Hibino. Without hesitation, Kyota confessed his love for her. They shared a heartfelt kiss and spent the night together, embracing their newfound connection. The moral of the story is sometimes missing a train can lead to a love train.